command, Megatron.
Subscribe for Magic the Gathering and other content for evil fun.
Fear not, Megatron. Cybertron shall remain as you leave it.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Yeah, it's a good morning for sure. And talk Eldrazi's. Talk Eldrazi. Yeah. How are you guys doing today? Good day. It's a casual day. It's a stream day. Twiddler. Yo. Yo. Man, I'm kind of tired. But, you know, that's why it's called morning coffee. It's like brunch my time, but morning to me. Yeah, chocolate coffee. Coffee mocha. Cocoa coffee. Whatever your coffee is, whatever your morning drink is, I hope you are enjoying it. Hope it's delicious, rejuvenating, amazing. Something that lifts your spirit. You know, fills your heart with a good aroma of deliciousness. Thanks for supporting Twiddler and have a safe drive to lunch. Ooh. Yep. So I am planning on. Well, so first of all, we have a deck coming out, the Eldrazi deck. I want to kind of walk through the deck, see what's there. But I just want to talk Eldrazi's because I know we're excited for this colorless Eldrazi deck, and I think it's kind of a mistake that they went full colorless and didn't give us a lot of mana support or mana ramp in this deck. But the deck has some juicy cards. Some major juicy cards. You know what I'm saying? Some juicy Eldrazi cards. So let's get to it. Share that screen. Let's hide my pretty face. All right. So here we got Zuladak, Void Gorger, 5 generic and a colorless. He's a legendary Eldrazi creature, 7/4. Not the biggest stats in the world, but you know, for 6 mana, 7/4 is pretty good. He says color spells you cast from your hand with value 7 or greater have Cascade. That's pretty nuts. Double Cascade. I mean, the only thing he's missing here is giving all your creatures haste, right? Then you have a elemental on your hands. But it's pretty solid, Commander. Like, I think the design there is pretty sweet because 7 mana is a lot. That's to help beef you up. Especially since a lot of giant color spells can be handled with simple removal spells. If you know what I mean. James Willis! What's up? So we got Omarthus, Ghostfire Initiate as our secondary commander option. I like the fact that it's a Naga Spirit. It costs 2x, X is counters, X does things, and manifests. So I think manifest is an interesting thing they did for the colorless deck. To be honest with you, I think manifest was a very interesting route that they went with this deck. Cheat creatures into play, drop them as 2/2 colorless creatures. Then, you know, if it's a creature card underneath the card, you can pay some converted mana cost to flip it. You know, there are some spells that discount morph abilities, which are in different sets, but there's not a lot going on there. But I like the idea that manifest helps you go far. But my key thing is I don't think this deck has the supportive ramp this deck needs to be a speed monster. All right, let's get back. All right. You got the new cards, and the new cards in this list are pretty spicy, pretty solid. Abstruse Archaic, 4 mana, Avatar, Vigilance 3/4. You copy an activated trigger ability for 1 mana and a tap. You control from a colorless source that goes from lands to. You may choose new targets for it because all lands are colorless. So even if this isn't a green deck, or a blue deck, or a red deck, or a multicolored deck, all lands are colorless. So this basically says 1 mana tap activated ability from land. Why this is important is if you think of Cabal Coffers, where you activate the ability of your swamps, you can actually double the mana effect of you can double the amount of mana off of Cabal Coffer since it's not straight up a mana ability. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. It seems solid. But then you have like but then if I'm wrong there, but I know like the red green land where you pay X and tap it, give a creature plus X plus 0 until turn is pretty solid. Then we got Calamity of Titans, 6 mana sorcery, 2 of it being colorless. As additional cost to cast a spell, reveal a colorless creature card from your hand. Exile each creature or planeswalker with mana value with less than the revealed card's mana cost. Decent board wipe for Eldrazi's. I like it. Very flavorful. Then we got Darkstall Monolith. This card's insane, especially if you run a blue Eldrazi deck, because this is a secondary option almost to Omniscience or Omniscience. It's a 8 mana artifact that's indestructible. Once each turn, you may pay 0 and pay the mana cost for a color spell you cast from your hand. So you can have Omniscience in your deck, in a blue deck, that lets you play 0 for mana cost anyways. But this is like a secondary option to help beef up, so you have more options to pull this card if you don't have a tutor. Pretty solid. 8 mana. You can ramp there, especially in a green deck. You got Desecrate Reality. For each opponent, exile up to 1 target permanent that player controls with an even mana value, which is sweet because 6 mana is the average converted mana cost of good creatures. 7's weird. 8, man, if you're running 8, you're just probably running Eldrazi. If at least 3 colorless mana was spent to cast this spell, return target permanent card with an odd value mana, which they are a good amount of these with odd value. But like here for 10, we got Flare of Loyalties. This picture's weird. It looks like you're looking at Emrakul from underneath her. When you cast a spell, gain control of target creature until end turn. Untap that creature until end turn. It has base power, toughness 10/10, and gains trample, annihilator 2, and haste. This is just supposed to be the new Eldrazi conscription, but more fixed. But it's a 10/10 creature. There's ways to give this creature haste, especially in like a Gruul style deck. Pretty solid. Richie Dubs, welcome, Richie. Hello. I forgot I could do that. James Willis, what's up? What's up? All right. Nope. Then you got Rise of Eldrazi. So usually when they make a set, they try to make a card that's the name of the set. So this is years of waiting here. Rise of Eldrazi, 9, 3 colorless, mana, sorcery. This spell can't be countered. Destroy target permanent. Target player draws 4 cards. Takes an extra turn after this one. Exile Rise of Eldrazi, which is interesting. This spell can't be countered. That's Emrakul's ability. Target player destroy target permanent. That's Ulamog's ability. Target player draws 4 cards. That's Kozilek's ability. Take an extra turn after this one. That's Emrakul's ability. Again, exile. This is basically each ability of the original OGs strapped onto one sorcery. The OG Eldrazi. That's pretty nuts. I don't know if anybody's caught on to that. That's pretty nuts, right here. Rise Eldrazi does everything the original Eldrazi did. What sucks is they didn't make this an Eldrazi sorcery. They didn't make tribal a thing at all for Eldrazi's in here. They're like, let's not make it Eldrazi so it can't be tutored or did or anything because it's Eldrazi, which whatever. Wizards will be wizards. Skittering Cicada. This card's pretty good, even though I don't like cicadas in real life. They're annoying as bleep bleep bleep. They're annoying as hell. That's all they are. 3 mana flash. When you cast it, you may cast color spells as if though they had flash. This is pretty solid. Like, you probably think we don't need another one, but this gives you a third option in a blue deck to have flash because you got the blue ley line that gives your spells flash. You have Vidalcan Orrery that gives your spells flash. Now here you got Skittering Cicada that gives your color spells flash. So you can tell adding a color to this deck will do wonders. Like Simic Eldrazi is going to be a thing. Watch. Simic Eldrazi. Even Sultai Eldrazi will be a thing. Whenever you cast a color spell until the turn, Skittering Cicada gains trample and gets +X/+X, where X is that spell's mana value. Pretty decent. Uggin's Mastery. I really like the art on this. I wish this came in foil. Uggin's Mastery enchantment. If anybody's wondering why Uggin's even in this deck, I think it's a flavor win they did because the Eye of Ugin is the reason why the Eldrazi's are released. Whenever you cast a colorless creature spell, manifest the top card of your library. Whenever you attack with a creature with total power 6 or greater, you may turn a face-down creature you control face up. The manifest ability is just so weird, but you know what? A few years ago, they made a Sultai manifest deck, commander deck that you could buy to use this to upgrade. I don't know if you know that, but they did. Let me see. I'm going to share the screen. See, this is the commander for the deck. So if you bought these two decks, you can basically just upgrade a deck. Kadena Slinking Sorcerer, 1 generic. Black, green, blue, legendary creature, Naga Wizard. Naga theme like the colorless commander, secondary colorless commander. The first face down creature spell you cast each turn costs 3 less to cast. Look at that. Whenever a face down creature you control enters the battlefield, draw a card. Told you. I didn't even know this card did that. I just knew he was the leader of this deck. And it's a simple upgrade. I told you, Simic Eldrazi's, Sultai Eldrazi's will be a thing. Well, they have 2 commander decks. You bought the Eldrazi commander deck in this deck, and you mashed the 2 together pretty well. You'll have a pretty solid deck. Hey, Savannah. Whoa. Hello. He said, Eldrazi's not casual at all. The Eldrazi's are fine. Like, Eldrazi's are my 3rd favorite creature type. So I love them. There's dinosaurs, there's zombies, there's Eldrazi's. Those are my 3 favorite creature types in Magic. I'm waiting for turtles to get better in Magic. But, apparently right now, Wizards not being turtley enough for me. They got some good turtles, but they're not doing turtley stuff. Turtle. But you rock, Savannah. Hey, Twid, bye, Twid. Getting loads of buffering. I think it's where I am. But have a good stream. Richie Dubs, thank you for stopping by. Sorry I missed the comment, so you probably didn't hear this goodbye, but you are amazing. All right. Let's get back to this. All right. Now here's the deck list. I hate this. That's just the floating one. Creatures in this deck, you got Soul Simulacrum, which is pretty good. Duplicant, which is alright. Artisan Kozelic. You got some good Eldrazi's. It That Betrays. Still Hellkite, which is... Look, Still Hellkite's a good card, but if you have a lot of manifested Eldrazi's, this will delete them pretty quick. I know this is in your deck, but someone steals this, swings in, and pays 0. Your manifest cards are destroyed. Still Hellkite, Palladium Mare, Burnishing Heart, Soul New Phyrexia, Hanger Backwalker. So here's one of my little beefs with this deck is one of the new cards they made. They should have been a mana rock specifically for color spells. Like they could have made a 2-mana Soul Ring, or if there is a 2-mana Soul Ring, they should just throw it in this deck. I don't know what the card's called, but something to speed up the deck. Oblivion Soul is pretty good. Endless One, pretty neat. Bannick Dalgad, a zombie based off original Eldrazi. Did I say zombie? Didn't mean to. Kozilek, Gear Great Distortion is pretty solid. Endbringer, neat. So you got a lot of Eldrazi's. Metalwork Colossus, pretty decent. Meteor Golem, alright. Suspicious Stowaway, Geode Golem, Ancient Idols. This card should not have been here. Scared Tiller, no. There's better mana fixing a ramp for cuss they could have placed in here instead. This card's a no-go. See? No-go. Alright, Stone Coil Serpent, whatever. You got this wall. No, you don't need it. Myriad guy, pretty good. Phyrexian Terraformer, whatever. There's just a lot of bullshit in here. Yeah, it's all like go avoid go blah blah. No, that didn't work. I just hate that. Patricia Cake, Skittering Cicada, which talked about Flavor Loyalties. Flavor Loyalties, one of the new cards, pretty good. Got Soul Ring, Lightning Greaves. Lightning Greaves is pretty solid. Fire Striker, which this card doesn't need to be an Eldrazi deck, to be honest. But whatever, it's here. Stone, Mind Stone, fine. Like, I know there's that one that was a Pyre Stone or whatever. There's a 2-mana artifact that taps for 2, but they could have redid something like that. Right here, this is 3 mana. Thran Dynamo, pretty good. Nope, this didn't have to. Well, this is Everflowing Chalice. They just made weird art for it. No, that's not weird art. This is for some. That's for the Lord of the Rings set. Okay. All is Dust, good. Dream Hedron, Dreamstone, pretty decent, but they needed a little lower mana value, mana rocks in here. Not of this world. They're like, this deck is pretty solid in general. I'm just going through it basically. Needed more removal. That's the problem with Colors. It doesn't have enough to support itself. Thought Vessel, pretty decent. Spatial Contortion, Warping, well, I don't know why Mirror Mage need to be here, but it's here. Transmogrifying Wand, Endless Atlas, whatever. I like it, but let's we get the ineffable. Let's look at the lands. At Temple of the False God, Urza's stuff, which you need. Which there is this Power Plant stuff is what needed. We'll have Quarry Tires in here, that's good. Eldrazi Temple, Rogue's Passage, Tomb of the Spirit Dragon, nice. Ancient Lighthouse, Mirroring Shrine, Forsaken, you got 15 Waste, Mirror Pool. Ruins of the Oran Reef, Seagate Wreckage. The Changing Land should be in here. Hello. Yeah, Robert, what's up? Good morning. Yes, we're touching on the Eldrazi packet. Like for $80, this is actually a good purchase. All the decks are good for like. Here's what people are having beef with. The $80 commander deck costs more money than the $50-$40 that they're used to. But value-wise, right now, you're still getting your money's worth for the cards in the deck. So $80 for this deck is not bad. Like, if you're buying it from a friend and you're paying $80, would you complain? No. Buying it from a company who usually sells $40, $50 commander decks, you're like, what's going on? Yep. Yep. FOMO sucks. Yep. Fear of missing out. All right. So the Changeling land should have been in here. I think so. The one that turns into a 2/2 Changeling. I think that should have been in here. Temple of the False God's good. I can't remember the 2 mana, 2 Soul Ring Rock. Maybe it's on the reserve list. They could reprint it. I don't know. I think they should have made, if anything, they should have made a new mana rock specifically for color spells for this deck. Because one of the reasons why they don't want to make mana rocks like that, like good mana rocks for regular stuff, is because if it helps out colorless, it'll help out every other color. And so that beef up other strategies. But if they made like a mana rock that was specifically to be used for color spells, I think that would have worked pretty good for this deck. Like I have Ugin, good thing. I like that. Like this is my second favorite deck out of the lists. Like enchantments was on top of my list. That's what I covered last time. Eldrazi is my second favorite. Planeswalker Party might be a fun deck. Not my jam. Slivers, no. Slivers are not my jam. I am Jomo these days. Joy of missing it. Nice. Well, look. If you want, like, fear of missing out, joy of missing out, whatever, I find myself in the middle. I don't fear I'm missing out. If I'm missing out, it's probably because I can't afford it. I got all this stuff that you can't see over here. I got all this stuff. I got food in my house. I got great stuff in my life. You know, I have everything. Without this, without whatever it is I'm missing out on, it's not changing my life. It's not making things worse. It's not making things better. But nothing needs to be fixed. So if I don't have it, so it's not affecting the way I live. It's all about perspective. You know, if you appreciate what you have now, missing out on something you don't have will not hurt you. You got to love yourself before you love something else. You know, if you're going to be in a relationship, like if you plan on getting married, you got to be able to love yourself and your wife, you know, and your wife and you got to be number one. And your family grows, you got to love your family. You know, there's a lot of things you're going to miss out on different things. But what's most important is how you feel about yourself and your family. And sorry to get inspirational, deep, whatever. That's not what I'm trying to. I'm just saying fear of missing out should not be an emotional priority. Yeah, Robert. Thank you. I could afford it, but won't. Would be more of the same, right? Well, I was thinking about that. Not you specifically, for someone who bought it. Like, someone bought this deck, right? Someone bought this deck. Couldn't they just afford the better Eldrazi's outside this deck, build their own deck for nearly the same price, maybe a little more? Wouldn't it have been better just to buy, like, if you have the money to buy this deck, right? And if you have some older Eldrazi's, wouldn't you just rather buy the singles here? Because if you own a good amount of cards and a good amount of physical cardboard estate, you probably already have the cards to make a better version of this deck. So, do you need this deck? Probably not. Like I said, the manifest ability is an interesting thing they turned into, the manifest part. Like I showed you the Sultai Manifest deck. Like if you got those two commander decks and kind of meshed them together, I think you got a better deck for the flavor of what the deck's trying to do. But the colors thing was kind of a hard thing to do. Like, I think they should have, instead of just making all new Eldrazi cards, they should have designed a little extra support specifically for what it was. They said this was not an Eldrazi deck, but it had Eldrazi's in it, even though the name is called Eldrazi Unbound. They could have easily tampered with things. You know what I'm saying? They could have changed things. One of my favorite sets of all time was Rise of Eldrazi. Now, I know Emrakul, the Eon's Torn. Hold on. Boop. I know Emrakul, the Eon's Torn is banned and commanded, but I love him. But you got original Kozilek, Ulamog, the original three, right? But what I want to bring a highlight to, well, there's that betrays. Pretty good card. All the original Eldrazi are in this set. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to show you something. All right, in here, you got Awakening Zone. Pretty solid card, right? This is why I should have gone with the color. You got Awakening Zone, and you got the 4-mana one that does the same thing but makes a 1/1 Eldrazi and lets you sack the enchantment to tutor for an Eldrazi. Yeah. I'd rather seen a green Eldrazi deck. Green is how I would upgrade this deck. In fact, if I built an Eldrazi deck, Azusa Lost But Seeking would be my commander. Because you got a lot of green spells. You got Draga Tree Speaker here. Little level up mana dork plus your other basic mana dorks. I like it. Yeah, Ancient Stirrings, which is a pretty good Eldrazi dig. Yep. You know, the support is already out there. And you got the ramp you need, and you got some of the ramp you need, and like Nest Invader, which is Eldrazi Drone. It's 2-mana 2/2 that makes a 0/1 thing to sacrifice for a cause. You know, they have the support in here already. You know, they could have done better. They could have done better. Look, Frog. Look at this guy right here. Kozilek's Predator. When Kozilek's Predator enters the battlefield, put 2/0/1 colorless Eldrazi creature tokens on the battlefield. They have sacrificed this creature, add one generic or one colorless to your mana pool. Whatever. Pretty solid. So, like, they had the flavor for the win if they did mono green. Most of those decks will probs remain. Makes sense. Makes sense, Savannah. I am not judging you whatsoever. So you have the support there. Then here we got Rise of Eldrazi, which has the new Ulamog, which I need a copy of that. So I'm glad it's getting reprinted because the price hopefully will drop, varying if people actually buy this Commander Masters product. Sorry of Stagnation, I actually own a copy of that. Oblivion Sower, decent. Void Winnower, decent, right? Then you got Green Warden of Marasa. Yeah, pretty solid card. Landfall is one of my favorite things. You got Wasteland Strangler, you got Endless One, Conduit of Ruin, Desolation Twin. You got some decent. So there's a decent Eldrazi that you can have in your deck. I think it's pretty solid. You got the ramp. You got I like the devoid mechanic in here for the color spells, for the non-colored mana-costed colorless spells. So that means there's support for them. You got all the colors you need. Then, all right, let's go here. But what I want to show you is right here. In black, you got some of the fun little board wipes, like Consume the Meek with the Emrakul picture there, Consume the Vapors. You have Vampire Tribal, but what am I looking for? You got Pawn of Ulamog, which is more ramp. You know, that's what I want to get to, like Pawn of Ulamog. If you didn't pay attention to what I was looking at this guy. Pawn of Ulamog, another token you control, is put into the graveyard from the battlefield. You may put a 0/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn creature token on the battlefield with sacrifice creature add 1 colors. It's pretty decent, pretty solid. Like it. I think Sultai already has the build up for this. All you have to do is just add the little cheap cards in. Good night, Savannah Lions. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I think they left green out for balance reasons. Green Eldrazi is super fast and powerful. You're right, but like I was showing you. Where is it? Just in case you missed it, there's this guy right here, Conda Sleeking Sorcerer. He's a commander deck from before. I think if you wanted to be cheap and not cheap, but a little bit lazy with the deck build, with what the Eldrazi deck is offering you with the manifest ability plus Eldrazi's, and you like slinked it in with this deck, kind of like melded the two, you could have an upgraded Eldrazi deck for fun. Like, think about it. Think about it. Let me see if I can find the deck list. Let's go. Let me show my face while I look for this. Hey, I know, rugged. All right. Sure. All right. Let me show you. All right, so we have Rascal Unseen in this deck. Here's your commander. Here's your alternate commander, which is weird. Varth Shape Stealer, which is pretty decent. Here you got Mega Morph. This deck kind of focuses on Morph. The beginning of each opponent's upkeep, manifest top card of the library, which is pretty solid in this kind of deck that we're talking about. Removable card there, but pretty awesome. Was that Dinosaur? It picks Fool that fights up to one target creature you can don't control and picks out swords dealt damage. It fights up to one target creature. Ooh, pretty neat. Maybe I'm missing that card in my life. Here that's just a plant thing. Nope. Megamorph. So you got Morph. I'm trying to find Exodron. Yay! Exodron's pretty solid. Megamorph, 1,000 faces morph. Trying to find the other things going on here. All right. Seaboard Muse is an awesome addition to this deck. Seaboard Muse is good in any deck. That's green. Saplings. Where is it? Was plenty. Scare Teller, Willbender. I'm looking. Where is it? Split second exchanges control target non-creature spell or target creature spell, then the spell's controller may choose a new target. Oh, interesting. Biomass. Oh, no. There's Echoing Truth. Turn target creature, non-land permanent, and all other permanents the same name as that permanent. It's good against token strategies. Nice. Bitch so tie charm. Alright. Move. Pendant of Prosperity enters the battlefield under control of an opponent of your choice. Draw a card. Oh, that's that weird card. Stronix Resonator, Thran Dynamo, Gift of Doom. You know what? I'm actually looking at this. Alright, that's the lands. This deck is solely based off this commander. This commander, there's no, like, looking through it, like, you can still build the deck around Eldrazi's with him as your commander, but the commander is all you really want from this deck for the manifest ability. Other than maybe a couple creatures, there's not a lot of support for what's going on. Let's see. Sorceries. Road to return target permanent card of square in your hand. Oh, nice. Ghastly Corruption. Oh, this one's actually decent for the deck. So that's another card. That's two cards. Hex. No, Rolling the Stampede. Tempt with Discovery, which I need a copy of that. I need the green, white, and blue Temps. Maya Misery, Tezzer's Gambit, Cultivate, Explorer, Farseek. So there's 2 cards in this deck. All right. So you can meld the 2 decks and just take what you need out, because this one, Temple of False God's pretty solid. Some good mana fixing, but this needs to be better. I have to walk myself through that. So you can see there's a really fun amount of cards if you want to go that route. Like there's 2 main cards in that deck that you want for this deck. Then you just shift around what you want. We have how it works, because you're running Sultai, so you're gonna have your removal spells, your ramp spells, draw spells, your cheapen spells, your flash spells, everything you want there. I think that's the way to go. But Cullis is pretty solid. It's gonna go bam, and that's morning coffee, right? Morning coffee. I believe in you. Believe in you. Oh, sorry, you got a message. All right, gotta call that back later. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys like the deck list? Do you guys enjoy the deck list? Ooh, like the colors route went well. One card I would have liked to see. Well, it wouldn't fit in this deck, but Eldrazi Monument. Let me see if I can find that card. No. All right. Let me look up the card so I can show you, because the Eldrazi Monument needs a reprint. Why is it doing it? Eldrazi Monument is pretty good, like especially in a tokens build. I was actually kind of surprised I didn't see this card in here, because the way the deck was going, or I thought the deck was going to go. But Eldrazi Monument, 5 colorless artifact, creature control have +1/+1 flying and are indestructible. So when you grab, keep sacrifice a creature. If you can't, sacrifice Eldrazi Monument. Pretty solid card. Pretty amazing, actually. Yeah. Wait. No, I didn't show you that card. There you go. There's the card. Eldrazi Monument's just a solid card. Didn't mean not to show you the card, but there you go. All its glory. Like, you could have seen this in the Chapman stack, honestly, this Eldrazi Monument. But they didn't put it there. And the reason why I say that is because the Chapman deck is basically a token-style deck, which I don't know why they went with that route. Like, I don't know why they went with the token-style route with Abzan. Maybe because it's what people expect from Abzan's tokens, but it's kind of an awkward theme for a deck that doesn't have a substantial amount of draw in it. Like, they could put a Phyrexian Arena in there. I know people are tired of Phyrexian Arena, but you're running a deck of colors that have a hard time with draw, especially when black and green is your most sourced draw spell. And since green cares about creatures to draw and black really relies on the champs to draw, I mean, they could put in a lot of there's a lot of missed opportunities. Let's just say that. A lot of missed opportunities in the Chapman deck. But the Eldrazi deck is pretty solid. Like, you could have seen Howling Mines, Fonts of Mythos in here, but you don't really want to help your opponents because you're struggling to stay up on top with your mana curve. Not a lot of good removal. You really have to ramp up to feel like you're in the meta here. And so this deck looks pretty good in general, but it looks like, but you can tell it could be better, you know? It could just be a little better. You know what I'm saying? Understand what I'm saying? Ooh, yeah. I like it. Pretty neat. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I liked it. And with that, I want to say you guys been amazing. Talked about Eldrazi's. You had your attention for a bit. I hope you enjoyed that. I mean, anything else you want to talk about before I think about closing this show? Anybody want to hop on before I think about closing this show? Just let me know. Give you some time to say something. But it's been a wonderful day. Good morning, good coffee break, talking Eldrazi's. Talking Eldrazi's. Yeah. The only reason why I have my hat backwards, because I normally don't wear my hat backwards, because it kind of blocks the light. So it's mainly just so I can look decent and have light hit my face, because I got this ring light right here. Bloop. Just hit me. You know. Kidding. Alright. Alrighty. Well, everybody, you have a good night. Thank you for showing up. You've been amazing. Have a wonderful day in the neighborhood. And with that, my friends. Oh, before I quit. Love your viewpoints. I'd love to join, but I'm working. Hopefully next time, though. Okay, no problem, Robert. But yeah, I appreciate it. Hope it's been good. Now it's time for me to
Zip the shit up. Frank, hush. Okay, because you know